Good morning, good morning. It is February 4th, 2022. Okay, so I am live and I wanted to do a story time about um, the time with my current ex was caught cheating. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so we met online. We actually met on Facebook. We was Facebook friends and we became Facebook friends because we was mutual friends with like a few of my friends that I was like, okay. So anyway, he used to say little things under my post and I wasn't really responding at the time because I was still talking to somebody else. And when I'm talking to someone or getting to know someone, I tend to just focus on one person at one time. And I know that nowadays people wanting us to date more than one person, but my energy, I just don't be having that energy to do all of that. That's just too much for me. So anyway, so we met. It was still kind of warm outside. We official we made it official in August of 2020. So um, we went to this. I was invited to this birthday party at Ruby Tuesday, not Ruby Tuesdays, at Fat Tuesdays, and I asked him if he want to come out. It was storming that day and everything, but a few of my coworkers, they Leos, and they wanted to go. So I was like, okay, well, okay, hold on, let me go back. So I went to the coworker's house because we was having drinks over there. It started storming, but they wanted to go to Fat Tuesdays. So, you know, since me and Boo Thang is official now, I texted him and asked him did he want to go. And he was like, yeah. So he met us over there and he was buying everybody drinks, just being this great guy. And so one of my coworkers was like, girl, I love y'all together. And then of course he was acting weird, like he didn't know we made it official or something. I just don't be sleeping around like that. So if I'm sleeping with you, we official. So anyway, so we ended up having a blast at Ruby Tuesdays. Not Ruby Tuesdays. I keep calling it Ruby Tuesdays. I must be hungry. Fat Tuesdays. And we went back to his place. All right. So by month 3, he gave me a key to his place. Um, and he was like, because you be over here a lot, and I want to make sure that you can get in if I'm not here. Blah blah this, blah blah. I was like, okay. So he gave me his key to go make a key. He worked the morning shift and I worked overnight. So we worked for the same company but just different buildings. So I end up he left me his key and he said go make a copy. So I ended up going to I think it was Walmart and I made a copy of the key. And then I gave him his key back when he got back home from work. And I used to do little nice things around the house. I used to clean and cook every now and then. We used to go out to eat a lot. It was on him a lot. Um, but sometimes I buy, I wasn't really um, stingy or anything like that. So anyway, so I have a key now. And we're still dating. He's acting as if he really is into it. We still going out on dates. I'm always over there when I'm not at work. My son would be with his dad a lot of those weekends, or he'll be at my sister's house. Excuse me. So, okay. So, like I said, we was in a couple of months, so it was August. Let me see, September, October. So yeah, by October I had a house key. So, we was still getting to know each other, even though we were spending a lot of time together, you know. And he always had a story about how bad something was going. Like he was very pessimistic. And I was trying to be optimistic because I'm kind of pessimistic myself. However, I was trying to balance all of that out. All right. So here it is, December. All right. So December of 2020, I'm like, I'm not worried about you buying me any Christmas gifts. Like, we're good. You don't have to. We good. All right, so he told me he was gonna go over his ex-wife house for Christmas, but he was still coming to my house afterwards because he wanted to spend time with his grandbaby, which didn't make sense because the grandbaby didn't live there. But I guess it was something they was doing. So me, of course, I wasn't trying to. First of all, I'm 40 years old, okay, and at that time, you know, I'd be 42 this year, but I'm not sitting around being jealous. And, you know, that was kind of like a red flag. But at the same time, he still came over to my place afterwards. And it was like a family function. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. Um, so we go to, he comes over to my place afterwards and he eats because I cooked and he went home. Now, mind you, I did a lot for this man. Okay. I always cooked. Well, like I said, sometimes, a lot of times we went out, but I cook a lot. I cooked a lot. And I also, I washed his clothes because he didn't have a washer and dryer. Okay. He had a lot of issues going on. The story is all over the place, but I met his mother kind of early in the relationship. I met his sister. I met one of his sons. I never met the daughter, but, yeah, so I just felt like we was moving, and like I said, by like month 3, I had the house key. And November is my birthday, so he wanted to do something special for me in November. I know I'm gonna go back towards the other end of the story. I'll be all over the place. So he wanted to do something special for my birthday, but before we could even do that, I was like, "Well, I just want you to spend the night at my place. You can spend the night with me." So he called me. Like I said, he always had some issues going on. Child, the man called and got repossessed. So he done called me and asked me, he was just letting me know, they took the car. I was like, okay. I don't know how far along you have to be behind for them to come take the car, but they came and took his car. So I wasn't worried about it. Like I said, all of these are red flags. Matter of fact, this man is 14 years older than me. So I'm not saying like, yeah, age should be a factor. You should already be a little bit more financially responsible at this point in your life. You know, you got an ex-wife, you got kids, they grown now, but I'm just saying like having that discipline is something that you need. And it is difficult when your money and your mindset is not on the same page. So, okay. Or your mind and your money is on the same page. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep looking at myself because I'm not used to recording like that. So I'm gonna look up here. Okay, so he ended up car ended up getting repossessed. So he called me, I came to pick him up. I picked him up from work, took him home, let him do whatever he was doing. Then I went back later to pick him up so he could spend the night with me. I don't really have no one staying at my house like that because first of all, I got kids and I'm funny about that. But because we were dating, it was going on month 4 at this point. I was like, okay. And then I felt like he was trustworthy. I don't know why, because I always like it was so many red flags, but I still wanted to overlook it because I'm like, at this point in my life, I mean, and he should be at a certain point in his life. Like I said, he's 14 years my senior. I was like, he should, maybe he's ready to settle down and, you know, be in another marriage. Okay. So, and this is one thing I hate about myself. I always choose partners that I see the potential in instead of seeing what it is. So I'll be like, well, he got potential, or even beyond potential. A lot of times I date men that I don't even feel 100% physically like attracted to, but I still date them anyway. Okay, he was one of them, and he was older. He was way older, so it was like, okay, which is not. I don't have an issue with a man being older than me, especially if they have their things together. They still can, do the tango and things of that nature. But even with that, he used to be like, this was another red flag. He used to be like, you want it too much. And I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, I thought we was together like that. So why wouldn't I want it like that? Well, we'll find out shortly in this story time. Okay. So fast forward, I took him to go pick his car up because we got paid that week. He was able to go pick it up. But he spent the night with me and it was fine. Um, None of that lovey-dovey stuff was going on when he spent the night because my kids' rooms are right next to me. I was like, no, we ain't about to do nothing. He kept trying, no, stop, shit. So anyway, we he ended up buying me dinner that night. One of my favorite restaurants is Argato's, but we ended up going to little Ari's because they had they're like the little franchise versus the big one when you sit down and eat. And plus this is COVID and the pandemic is here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the pandemic is here, so therefore, we can't be too many places like that. But we still ended up going out. I had a lot of sauce, spraying stuff down. So we ended up going out. But before his car got repossessed, the weekend before that is when he took me um out of town to a hotel. We just hung out, had drinks, went to a party. Someone else's birthday was around the same day as mine, and it was one of his coworkers at the other plant. So we went to their party. It was nice. They had food, they had drinks, and I was just enjoying myself. I had videos of us. Anyway, I deleted all that shit. All right. So anyway, fast forward to December. He went to his ex-wife's house for Christmas, but he came to my house afterwards. And I'm not saying that's who he was cheating on me with. I don't know who he was cheating on me with, but we're gonna find. Well, I don't even want to. I don't want to find out. I don't care. Okay. So anyway, so um, he met some of my friends. One of my friends recently had got married, and her husband is an IT tech. So this is another field that he was interested in getting in. And I remember sitting around talking to him. I'm talking about her husband. And I was like, yeah, y'all from the same place because they both from New York. And, so they was talking and then me and my friend, we was chatting and having a good time, laughing, drinking. And she was like, oh, I like him. Okay. So like I said, it's like he always portrayed to be this big um big on everything. Like he always wanted to make it seem like he was more than what he was, which is all right because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to act like or be, um, I guess if you don't believe it, nobody else gonna believe it. All right. So anyway, so we ended up going over there and chilling, having drinks and stuff. But I had to go to work, so we ended up going back to his place afterwards. I went to sleep, got up, went to work. All right. So, and this is real close to the 1st of January because, like I said, this was Christmas time. So I went over there. We got to mingle, talk to them. And I was, my off nights just so happened to land on New Year's Eve of 2021. So I was like, okay, well, me and Zay gonna come over. We're gonna come over there and spend a night with you, and bring the new year in. He was like, all right. And I can tell like towards the end of the year that he was being real like distant or very argumentative. Like it was like every little thing he wanted to start an argument. And mind you, I was trying to be there for him the whole time. Like I said, the field that he wanted to get in was IT. And, I try to connect him with my friend's husband so he can kind of get his foot in the door so he can start, making his money. Okay, so fast forward. Okay, I'm there. Me and my son there. We woke up, made breakfast, um, and then we ended up leaving, going home. All right. So my son got hurt like on a, I'm gonna say like on a Wednesday or something. Maybe it was on a Monday. I don't remember the exact day, but it was last year, the January of last year, and it was in the very beginning. Mind you, his birthday is in January. I can't remember the exact day, but it's like probably towards the end of January. So because he did some nice things for me, I wanted to, pay him back by doing something nice for him. So I had already reserved a room with the what you call it, a jacuzzi tub in the room. I was gonna rub him down, just get my little sexy on, have my lingerie and all that, just being sexy, some nice little things for him. Child, okay, so my son got hurt, but before my son got hurt, like later, earlier that day, I was talking to him. We normally talk every time I get off work because he's up getting ready for work, and I'm off, like getting ready to go home from work. So I called him in that morning. He was just acting real weird. Like I said, he kept being very argumentative. So deep down in my heart, I'm like, okay, I know when something is off. You know what I'm saying? So I kept trying to ignore that off feeling. However, I knew something was off. So I'm asking him, like, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong. What are you talking about? Then he doing all that damn yelling. I'm like, what is you yelling? Okay, I'll talk to you later. And then he hung up on me. I was like, okay. But he hung up, like, it wasn't like he hanging up like, all right, we'll talk later. It was like he hung up right after I said, well, okay, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I guess I'll talk to you later. And then it was like he hung up. He didn't say bye nothing. And then I was like, okay. So then I sat there in the parking lot for a few minutes before I text him back. Well, I was gonna call him back, but I ended up texting him back. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but we need to talk. Maybe we need some time apart or something. I don't know. And this is what I put in the text, okay? But mind you, we were still together that day. So anyway, my son ended up getting hurt that same day, okay? And he was riding his scooter around in the house. He done fell. I thought he done broke his leg on a bone or something, but he's so heavy. I had to call his dad to come over here and put him in the car to even take him to the emergency room. I was like, boy, because he said he couldn't walk. So anyway, we ended up going to the emergency room. But I called my ex, like, well, of course he was the boyfriend at the time. I was like, yeah, they got hurt. But before I even started talking to him, it's like my call went to the voicemail. Now that's one of the first red flags. Besides earlier that day, like that morning when he was acting real weird, and even prior to then, like the week before, I had left my liquor at his house, and then I was gonna come over there. I was like, well, I'll just come over there. He was like, no, I'll just bring it. Like, why are you trying to keep me away from your house? Or why don't you just ask for the fucking key back if you feel like that? Anyway, so okay, I was like, okay. And I had just washed his clothes, so he was gonna pick up his clothes, but then he was like, well, I bring your liquor. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so where was I at? Okay, my son got hurt, and then he didn't answer the phone. Then he called me back. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my ringer was off." Your ringer was off. Excuse me, sir. Your ringer never be off. Okay, so I was like, okay, well, I don't know if it be off or not because I never paid attention to it. I just went into the relationship feeling like, you go inside of relationships with the blank slate. You be like, you know what? I'm just gonna trust that this person is gonna do like they're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm gonna watch out for red flags, but I had no idea that a man this old still want to play games. Mind you, like I said, I am 40 at the time. This man was about to turn 55, maybe 56. I can't even remember. Like I said, we didn't even date that long. Like we literally, let me see, August, September, October, November, December, January. That was 5 months. We was going to 6 months, but whatever. But I already had the key to his place. So all right, so my son got hurt, and then I was like, well, I was telling him what was going on. I was like, but I'm about to go to the emergency room. I'm not gonna go to work tonight because I'm going to the emergency room late, and I need to see what's going on. He was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna call you. I was like, but I'm gonna call you back when I leave the ER. And he was like, okay. So um my daughter, she's old, like she's a young adult, so she lives with me as well. So I called him, he didn't answer. I text him, he didn't respond back, and I was like, this is not him. Like I said, now I know he know that I just told him I wasn't going to work. So this is where the juicy part come in, y'all. Okay, so I find out my son gets X-rays and stuff. He didn't break any bones, thank goodness. He was just hurt because he fell on my hard floor. I don't have carpet; it's just straight hardwood floors. And okay, so I get home. I text my son's father, let him know what was going on, and he was like, "Good." But then I called him one. I called my ex one last time, and I was like, "Okay." He's still not answering the phone, and I said he normally not sleep this early. So I told my daughter, I was like, "Hey, watch out for your little brother. Just put the ice pack. Make sure he's putting the ice pack on it. I'll be right back. I'm about to go talk to my ex." So I go get in my car because remind you, I have a key. He's being weird. He been weird all that day. I went, jumped in the car, went to his place. He stay in a condo. So the condos that he live in um have two spaces for people to have people. I mean, it's only two parking spaces per condo. So I saw a car there. It had Jersey tags on it. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, oh, you can't answer the phone because you got company? All right, so my heart is beating at this point. I'm like, Lord, I'm about to have to fight. I'm about to have to fight. And I didn't want to do that. But I already knew something was up because he was acting weird. So I goes to the door with my key. Put my key in, goes to open the door. He has a hardwood floor in front of his like in front of the door, the entry door. I open the door, I hear a chair. I feel the chair that's behind the door. Like, you know how you lean the chair against the door so you can hear somebody pushing the door open or something like that. So I just boom, pushed the door open. This man ran downstairs. It's dark as hell in the house. They got liquor and shit on the counter, just setting the mood. He runs downstairs with no clothes on. I guess he was in panic mode. And I'm like, really? I was like, really? I was saying, really? Really? His name. I was like, how you gonna do this? Like, why would you do this to our relationship? We didn't even get to talk. That's why I was calling you. I was trying to get to talk to you. You wasn't answering your phone. He was acting real funny. I was trying to. He was like, Keisha, I think you should go. What the fuck? I'm the girlfriend. What you mean? I should. You know what? You're right. I gave him his key, and then I sat down. And then he was like, no, Keisha, for real. I need you to go. Then he was like, acting stupid. Like, first of all, you neggy. And you acting stupid. Why are you doing all of this? Like, what, you gonna hit me? I said, no, you need to tell me. I said, matter of fact, I ain't going nowhere. Go get my stuff. Go get my stuff from upstairs. Because I had stuff at his place because I always was over there. And then he was like, no, I'll just bring it to you tomorrow. Fuck tomorrow. I said, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck tomorrow. Don't bring me shit. I don't want to have nothing. Don't bring me nothing. Just burn it. So he done had me pissed off, y'all. And then I was like, well, whoever up there, he had somebody, but now I'm gone. All right. So that was the end of that. But I was sitting in the car. I didn't cry or anything, but my heart was still beating real fast. I didn't overreact, but I did sit down. I was like, no, I ain't going nowhere. You need to tell the person upstairs they need to come down or something. You need to let them know what's going on. Why I don't want to do this right now. I said, no, you want to do it right now. Because you're the one that caused it. Well, I said, damn, it ain't even been a whole 24 hours. And you already got somebody else in your fucking bed. Like, you've been plotting. You've been on something else. But I just was letting it slide. You know what I'm saying? So, child. Anyway, I went home that night. I talked to about 5 different people. Every person I spoke to that night, I talked to them for about an hour because I just had to get it off my chest. I was like, I cannot believe this. Like, what the hell? So I'm talking to my girlfriend, Tammy. I'm talking to my sister. I'm talking to my godson. I'm talking to one of my coworkers, the one that was at the place. I'm like, oh, I like to see y'all together. Oh, I love to see you. Okay, so maybe there was only 4 people I talked to that night. I think there was. And I tried to call the lady that had my friend that's married to the guy that's in IT. I tried to call her, but of course she was asleep. She a housewife. Like she living her life. Her man good. So she ended up, and I just texted her and I told her because her husband was gonna hook old boy up with a job. I was like, don't worry about hooking him up with anything. He's a liar, he's a cheater. He don't get to have those connections because he only was connected because of me. So he was like, when she called me the next day, she was like, okay, what happened? And I told her the whole story. Y'all, I was so irritated. Matter of fact, the next morning he came to my house, boom, 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 on the door. I did not answer the door. I was like, I know he did not come over here after he asked me to leave. I gave him the key back. What the fuck? Then he kept texting me back to back. Keisha, I'm about to go get some coffee. Do you want anything? I'll be right back. I ain't reply to his ass. All right, so that was the first day. He kept blowing me up every day. Every day he kept texting me. I don't even know if I still have my text. Let me see if I still got it because I delete his number out my phone, but I think I still got text messages in my phone though. Y'all. So that was the beginning. But like I said, we was broke up at that point. I was like, you know what? You don't have to worry about me, honey. You don't have to worry about me. That's a TikTok reference if you don't know. But so oh yeah, and that night before I started getting on the phone with everybody, I was telling them like, yo, it's over. I can't believe this man just did this. And he came down the steps like everything was fine, no clothes on. And then when I finally got to talk to him, okay, y'all, I just typed his name inside my text. So his number is still in my phone, but it's not saved in my phone because I blocked it. All right, so here goes some of the receipts. I don't want to All right, so anyway, after that day, I got mad. I was like, you know what? I'm over it. Like I'm over it. I said we over. Like it's nothing else to talk about. Child, he had so many texts. What I tell him? All right. So my text message was like, all right, here we go. Yeah, we had so many text messages. It was crazy because we was together for a minute and okay, so this is the night that it began. I was like, I'm trying to give you some space because everything I say is wrong, or maybe we're not compatible or something. And then I text him around 8 o'clock because he never replied back. He normally would have replied. I don't know. This was like at 6:15 in the morning. Like I said, I got off that morning and we used to be talking back and forth. That was something that I said to him. And then when I talked to him again, when I talked to him again, that's when I was confronting him. When I talked to him again in person, that's when I was confronting him. Then I was like, this is an emergency answer. And then I texted him around 9 something because we was there. I was like, he in x-rays now. He was just bruised. And then at 10 o'clock, I texted him back like, okay, well, thanks for calling me back earlier. Trying to make conversation to ease the pain, okay? Of the harsh reality that we was gonna have to talk about what's going on in our relationship because it was just some weird shit. All right. And then I said, thanks for wasting my time. You could have told me you didn't want a relationship in August. That's when we first started talking. I guess I wasn't even important enough to explain why you chose to sleep with someone else on the same day of me giving you space. Now I know where you stand. Fuck you, his name, and that was fucked up. So that was at 2 in the morning because I was still up at this point. Then he texted me around 7 something. Like I said, it was just a whole bunch of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But child, I ain't trying to show this man's name. So let me scroll up a little bit, even though his name won't be in the message. But child, look at it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And then he kept trying. He kept trying to talk to me. So he kept trying. Um, we ended up talking 72 hours later because I had to calm down. So after 72 hours later, that's when he, kept trying to talk to me and make small talk. And I was very short. As you can see, I was very short in all of the damn text messages. Very short. He kept kept texting me, but you see how short I was. I'm the one in the green. Damn, can't even see it good. Yeah, that was me. Very short. Um, yeah. So, let me go back to his apology. That's not what happened, but you're right. I'm fucked up. I never intended for that to happen. I'm very sorry, Keisha. I would have never purposely hurt you. I am sorry. I'm going to get some coffee. That's when he came to my house. Come on, he was going to get some coffee. He'll be back later. Sure. So that was his reply, but he wanted to talk to me. So anyway, to make a long story short, he was just dead ass caught, like just dead ass caught. So I didn't block him until February 14th. He texted me when I was at work. I'm sitting there. I still had him in my phone because I was like, I don't know. I just still had him in my phone. I didn't block him yet. But I had blocked him from everything else except my phone. He was blocked from Cash App, emails, any social media page that I had, I blocked him on. That he was my friend on, I blocked him on. Including Smule, and it's a singing app that you can sing songs, but I blocked him on it. I blocked him on every single thing I can block him on. Cause he had me fucked up. Yeah, email, if I ain't already say that. Yeah, so the only place I didn't have him blocked. Okay, so here it is, February, y'all. February 14th. He texted when I was at work. He just texted my name with question mark. Keisha. So I blocked him right then and there because I didn't want to talk to him. At this point, I'm already done. Like, we talked, we said what we had to say, and he was like, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. I said that was a mistake. That was a choice. You knew what you was doing. You had a relationship. You fucked that up, and I don't want to talk to you. All right, let's fast forward to Zay, get up. You gotta get ready for school. Let's fast forward to the end of last month. All right, so I'm at home minding my business. I get a knock at the door, but I be in my room with the door shut, child. And I told my son not to be opening the door for nobody, but he opened the fucking door anyway, child. So he opened the door. Guess who was? This motherfucker. Why are you here? So I go to the door because my son was like, Mom, blank here. I was like, Lord, my ex is here. What do you want, child? He was like, I just wanted to talk to you. So many different things happen. I don't give a fuck. Y'all gotta excuse my language, just like her. I don't care. Like, I just lost my mom 4 months ago to COVID. And, I don't have time for the shenanigans, okay? I just want to talk to you. La da 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 da. I said, okay, you talking to me now. And then he was like, well, you got me blocked on everything. I know, because I don't want to talk to you. I said, you thought I forgot? No, I mean, it's nothing else for us to talk about. Like, what do you want? So then he started telling me about all this stuff that happened in his life. I don't care. Why should I care? We're over now. Like, it doesn't matter. But I sat down and listened to him for a little bit. We talked for about an hour outside. Then towards the end of the conversation, he was like, well, can I give you my number again? I was like, no. Like I said, but I still got his text in here, which I need to probably delete that too. Because when you take a person's contact information out your phone, if y'all had text messages, it's still inside the phone. Unless you delete the text. So that's one thing I didn't delete. But I probably need to delete them too. But I'm glad I ain't deleted yet because that was my proof right there that he fucked up and I had, So anyway, so he gonna come over to me and give me a hug. Of course, I was like looking like, okay, well, I didn't hug him back. I'm just like, okay. So we had our little conversation. We like to watch Power, so I had a couple of little jokes about him acting like somebody. I can't remember. So anyway, yesterday, was it yesterday? Sunday, whenever Sunday was, which was a few days ago, I get an email. This time from his fucking iPhone. I said, okay, now he's doing too much. I done got an iCloud message from this man asking about. I said, you know what? I blocked him again. So at this point, y'all, I don't know. I feel like that was a little stalkerish because I blocked you on everything. That don't mean come to see me. That mean leave me alone. If I knew I was caught red-handed doing something, I wouldn't even be trying to get nobody back. I don't care how good they were to me. I would just have to deal with the fact that I fucked up, and I would just have to move on in life and try not to fuck up with the next person. That's all I would do. But anyway, y'all. So that was my story time about my current ex. He's my most recent ex. So I've been single for about a year. Been trying to, well, it's not even been about, it's been a year since I've been single. I just been focusing on myself, trying to get things in order, trying to move so I won't be having these little pop-ups. Like, why is you popping up, my boy? I don't like you. So leave me the fuck alone. Anyway, y'all, so that's my story time about how I caught my ex cheating. I know I was ranting a lot. I'm not used to doing the story times. I'm not even used to doing YouTube videos like that. I've done some, but yeah. But anyway, so don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and if you like story times like this, go ahead and let me know in the comment. And I'll make some more. Because I have plenty of story times, y'all. Because I always know how to pick them wrong. It seems like I never know how to pick them right, y'all. What is wrong with me? I got to work on myself or something. I don't know. But anyway. Bye. Love you. See you on the next video.